Hi, today I'm going to talk about selling. I know not many people like it. In fact, a lot of people say, oh my god, that's not for me. If you've watched the other video I talked about why 90% of the industry would dislike or have a negative comment about this business, partly because of the selling nature, then you can understand the difference between how other companies are structured and how Nu Skin is structured. So that kind of shows you how Nu Skin is positioned in building business. But nonetheless, there's some people who may find that they don't like to sell, and purely just because they feel that they're not the type. And of course, now let's kind of look at that topic for a second. And if you like to probably like to do the business, but if your obstacle is about selling, maybe this video will help you. Okay, so how I look about selling. Let me ask you the question: if in your job that you're doing right now, or in your position right now, if you ask yourself, would you like to be promoted? Of course, the answer is yes. Would you like to take up a leadership position? Yeah, of course. Why not? Why? Well, because you get more pay and you get more recognition. Why not? Of course, you would want to. But going to another position and going to a higher post definitely requires you to have more responsibility. Definitely requires you to be managing a team, being able to communicate with a team, being able to assign certain jobs or tasks or delegate certain things. That really requires you to become in a leadership position. Well, as a leader, when you communicate with your staff or your employees or subordinates, I think one of the things that any good leader would do is really to encourage, promote, and communicate the values of why they would continue working for you or for the company that you represent. So in essence, what you're really doing is you are actually selling yourself and the company to your subordinates so that they would continue working for you and to stay loyal to the company. I think that's another way of looking at it. Of course, they stay and they continue working mostly because we're paying them a salary, and that's why they have no say, and if they say anything, they would leave. Yeah, but that's a traditional model. I think right now, people probably love to work in places like Google, Microsoft, and Apple. Why? Because of the value that it receives. And I'm sure Google, Apple, and Microsoft does a great job in selling the values and the culture of the company and why they should continue working for the company. So, knowing that you have to sell to your subordinates and your employees and the people that work for you, how is that different than Nu Skin? How is that different than selling Nu Skin? I think one of the key differences is that a lot of people perceive that when they do Nu Skin, they're selling a product. And I guess, just like you and me, we probably don't like that enough. Of course, I can't see myself holding a basket, walking around and selling people, would you like to buy a lipstick, would you buy a shampoo, and things like that. I definitely wouldn't want that. And of course, 11 years ago when 8 years ago when I left a multinational company as an engineering manager, I probably didn't plan to come to a business to be selling stuff. I probably wouldn't have that standard or that face to do that. But let's do something you and I can do. Let's do something you and I probably are in a position to do, and that you and I would love to do. What is that? Instead of selling a product, why don't we, just like how you sold your company, your values and culture to your subordinates, let's sell the same thing to people who are interested to come in this, to want to know more about this business. Let's sell them a lifestyle, time and financial freedom, travel. Let's sell them a business concept whereby without high capital, without high risk, without inventory, without overhead, without all these costs, that they can also build a global business, an exponential, that allows them to have compounding passive income. I think you could do that. What happens if we were to sell not a product but the 5% 6th generation Nu Skin's compensation plan? That would be very interesting, wouldn't it? I'm sure we could do that better. Not just a pill or a product or a shampoo. Yeah? So if you can see how you are able to sell values, information, not just sell but present value, information, culture in such a way that they would believe it, in such a way that they would see how it would benefit their life and it would serve them to help them have time and financial freedom. I think that would be our task here in Nu Skin. And I think in Nu Skin that would be what we would so-called say sell. Okay? Sell that. Sell a vision. Sell a vision of financial freedom. Sell a vision of more quality time with your family. Sell a vision of being able to spend afternoons with your children when they get back from school. Sell that rather than a product. And I'm sure you can do that too. So think about it for a second. Some of the greatest leaders in the world, Gandhi, Abraham Lincoln, Obama, Reagan, all these leaders, Margaret Thatcher, Winston Churchill, all these leaders, they are probably the greatest salesmen in the world. Why? Gandhi sold a nation independence when nobody believed he could ever do it. People said it was ridiculous, but he did it. He believed. He sold a nation something nobody could believe. So they are probably the greatest salesmen in the world because they sold something nobody could see, intangible, but they sold a vision. So in this business, that's exactly what we do. Not so great as Gandhi or people like Winston, but a vision of a future that not only we have, but your friends would also want to have as well. So hopefully that you see selling in a different light today. Rather than selling product, sell a vision, sell a business system. And yes, how do we sell product? Because you're saying, well, if you don't sell product, how are you going to make money? You do. By really, with your transformation, with an example that you have used a product. And when you use a product, you will look young. You will look fresh. You will look healthy. You will look fit. And people love that. And people ask you, how do you look young? How do you stay young for so many years? And what do you do? And then you can share the things that you have used that have created this kind of result for yourself. Does that make sense? So let your body sell the products because they see it. Let your vision sell the business. That's leadership. Okay? I hope that helped you today. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I'll see you in the next video. Okay? Thank you.